What we got, guys? Pink ladies. Just checking out what we got.
Checking out what you got?
Yeah. It's all for the homeless, yeah? A lot of fruit.
Quite an expensive natural, aren't they? Only the best for the asylum seekers.
I prefer not to be on camera if you don't mind while I'm working.
While you're doing this, I don't.
I'm an employee.
I don't
so
blame you. I wouldn't want to be on camera doing what you're doing either. Selling your country out.
Plenty of fresh fruit. I think the homeless people down there might like to pick up fresh fruit.
White guy pulling the trolley as well. It's an absolute embarrassment.
Don't know anything yet. It's alright.
You just had a fresh coach load drop the other week. Is that right?
Why are you making the videos?
Why am I making video?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I'm just asking, why are you
I'm
making the
asking
videos?
you, what do you think I'm making
You
a
ask
video?
me a simple question, I give you a
Yeah.
simple answer.
So
That's
what's the
it.
simple answer?
Yeah, why are you making the videos?
223 bedrooms in this hotel.
I don't know, mate.
About 500 people.
I'm working here, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm doing the security, I'm not working the circle.
Okay, Securitas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So can we just have a quick look round
Where?
inside?
You're not allowed inside, mate.
We're not allowed inside?
No, it's not open for a public.
Oh, who's it
Yeah.
open for then?
Yeah, it's
Only
not-
illegal immigrants?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
It's not illegal immigrants, it's asylum seekers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how did they get here?
I don't know how they got there.
Yeah.
You go to the home office and ask question over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Okay. Cheers.
If you trespass, we call police. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Let's just take a little look in
Just get the lobby in, bud. What's it like in there?
three security
Oh, we've got
guards.
white security in there, I know. Hiding. But yeah, this is the Metropole Hotel. Look, there's the Blackpool Tower. There's the War Memorial. Here, 223 bedroom hotel. With, alright fellas.
Alright.
You working area?
Yeah.
What kind of work are you doing? Maintenance. Look at that.
You're not bothered?
I don't really have any thoughts. I'm just here to get a paycheck and go home, really.
But you want to start thinking about your country, mate, don't you? Because whatever we all keep.
we just need to get paid to pay bills, so
Yeah, I know we all do, don't
Just
we?
doing your
But-
job, fellas.
Exactly.
But, you
You don't care about the great replacement.
For 4 years, Blackpool's Metropole Hotel has stood as a grand, red-bricked sentinel on the seafront, its once bustling doors firmly closed to British holidaymakers. Instead, the taxpayer-funded hotel has become home to hundreds of asylum seekers, drawing both criticism and concern from locals who say they have been priced out of their own town, while the government quietly oversees a system many argue is failing everyone involved. Fresh fruit and vegetable deliveries have been spotted arriving regularly at the Metropole, raising eyebrows among residents grappling with rising food prices and waiting lists for social housing. Delivery drivers have been seen unloading crates of bananas, apples, and greens through side doors, ensuring a steady supply of nutritious food, while many families across Blackpool turn to food banks and discount aisles to stretch their budgets. The Metropole, perched directly opposite the sea, offers stunning views of the Irish Sea and the iconic Blackpool Promenade, views that locals once paid for during family holidays. Now those same rooms are reportedly occupied by migrants, with costs covered by the Home Office under its asylum accommodation contracts. Exact figures remain opaque, but previous reports have indicated the government pays millions each week to house asylum seekers in hotels nationwide. For residents like Linda, who has lived in Blackpool for 30 years, the situation feels like another chapter in the town's long decline. We used to bring the kids here for fish and chips and a walk on the front, she says. Now you walk past, and it's boarded up to us, but full inside, and we're the ones paying for it. Government ministers have defended the policy, citing the need to provide safe, suitable accommodation while asylum claims are processed. Yet, the backlog in the asylum system has left many in limbo for years, with some migrants reporting isolation, lack of local integration, and mental health issues while confined in hotels that were never designed to be long-term homes. Meanwhile, Blackpool Council has faced increased pressure on services, with local schools and healthcare facilities absorbing additional demand, despite the hotel's operating costs being handled by central government. The tension has become a political flashpoint, with some MPs demanding immediate action to end hotel accommodation, arguing that it fuels resentment in communities already struggling with high unemployment and housing crises. Critics also point to the paradox of the situation. A seaside hotel meant to attract tourists now closed to paying customers during peak summer seasons, even as Blackpool's economy seeks recovery post-pandemic. Small business owners nearby report lost income from the absence of tourists who would typically stay, dine, and spend along the promenade. Yet behind the numbers and political arguments are human stories. Many migrants at the Metropole fled war or persecution, arriving in the UK hoping for safety and a chance to build a life. Instead, they find themselves caught in an under-resourced system, housed in hotels without work, education, or certainty about their future. As the general election looms, Blackpool's Metropole Hotel has become a symbol of Britain's wider immigration debate, a clash between compassion and capacity, between political promises and practical realities. For now, the Grand Hotel remains closed to the locals who once filled its halls, while deliveries of fresh fruit continue to arrive at the side entrance. An everyday reminder of a system under strain and a town caught in the middle. Next, we come to Rachel Reeves.
Chancellor, can you tell us a bit more about what it was that clearly upset you yesterday?
Well, clearly I was upset yesterday, and everyone could see that. It was a personal issue, and I'm not going to go into the details of that. But my job as Chancellor at 12 o'clock on a Wednesday is to be at PMQs next to the Prime Minister, supporting the government, and that's what I try to do. I guess the thing that maybe is a bit different between my job and many of your viewers is that when I'm having a tough day, it's on the telly, and most people don't have to deal with that.
That is certainly true. I mean, it's said there was an altercation between you and the Speaker, or there's also a story about potentially a conversation with someone else in the government before that happened. Is that true?
No, it was a personal issue, and I'm not going to go into the details of that. That's not, that wouldn't be right or fair. People saw I was upset, but that was yesterday, and today is a new day, and I'm just cracking on with the job. And my job as Chancellor is to return the stability to the economy, bring investment into Britain, but most importantly, to improve the lives of ordinary working people, which is why I'm so pleased that in this first year, interest rates have come down 4 times, saving money for people with mortgages. I've been the Chancellor who's increased the national living wage, giving 3 million workers a pay rise, and we're rolling out free breakfast clubs for all children at primary schools and free school meals for children whose parents are on universal credit to help people with the cost of living. So I'm proud of what we've done this last year, but is there more to do as a government? Absolutely there is, and I'm going to get on with that job.
Were you surprised the Prime Minister didn't offer you more full-throated support more quickly, even in the session at Prime Minister's Questions?
Oh, I think that people can see the Keir and Mira team. We fought the election together. We changed the Labour Party together so that we could be in the position to return to power. And over the last year, we've worked lockstep together, whether that is on the budget, on the spending review, or indeed on our measures to improve public services, like the 10-year plan for the NHS, which we published today, which is putting £29 billion a year into the NHS, which means that already in a first year of a Labour government, we've delivered 4 million additional appointments. We said 2 million last year when we were fighting that general election campaign. We've delivered 4 million in the space of a year.
Can you reassure people who would have seen what they saw yesterday that you did look under a lot of pressure? You are in charge of the economy. Can you reassure them that you are still up for this, and up for this job?
I totally am. This is the job that I've always wanted to do. I'm proud of what I've delivered as Chancellor. Look, I think all of your viewers have had tough days. For personal reasons, for whatever reasons. I happened to be on the camera when I had a tough day, but today is a new day and I'm just getting on with the job. In the first quarter of this year, we had the fastest growing economy in the G7. Wages have risen by more in the first 10 months of this Labour government than they did in the first 10 years of the Conservative government. Is this job easy? Is it easy to turn around the economy? No, it's not. It is tough, but I'm getting on with that job and I think people are beginning to see the results. And during the course of this Parliament, I'm determined to do more to improve living standards for working people.
But are taxes going to have to go up now?
Well, look, I'm not going to speculate because the budget will be in the autumn. And I said that when I became Chancellor, we're going to have one budget a year. So we didn't have this constant chopping and changing of policies. So we'll get a new forecast and we'll do the budget later this year. But of course, there is a cost to the welfare changes that Parliament voted through this week. And then that will be reflected in the budget. But I'm also very, very clear that that stability that we've been able to return to the economy, which has enabled the Bank of England to cut interest rates 4 times, is only possible because of the fiscal discipline, which is underpinned by the fiscal rules. And we'll be sticking to those because they're absolutely vital for the living standards of working people and also the costs that businesses face. But we'll set out all of the plans with a new forecast in the proper way in a budget in the autumn.